You're accomplishing half of what you could because productivity is terrible. Watching others achieve twice as much in same time while you struggle completing basics. Recognizing that doubling productivity is not working longer hours, but working strategically with proven systems. Knowing that productivity determines everything you achieve in life. And losing massive potential because without doubled productivity, you accomplish fraction of what's possible while systematic approach doubles output. In just 30 days, this low productivity is systematically destroying your potential by ensuring wasted time produces minimal results. Destroying your opportunities by making you unable to execute on possibilities. Destroying your income by limiting what you can accomplish and earn. Destroying your confidence by proving you cannot get things done efficiently. And ensuring that years pass with minimal achievement because low productivity means low output, regardless of effort, making productivity the leverage point. For life transformation, doubling productivity is not about motivation or working harder, but systematic implementation of proven productivity principles. Not about doing more things, but doing right things efficiently. And not mysterious talent, but learnable process anyone can implement in 30 days. This audiobook teaches productivity doubling through the 30-day systematic approach covering foundation principles, elimination strategies, focus techniques, system building, energy management, distraction elimination, priority management, automation methods, delegation approaches, and sustained productivity maintenance, making doubled output inevitable through commitment. Stop accepting low productivity and start doubling output systematically. Stop working harder and start working strategically. Implement 30-day productivity system. Practice principles consistently. Let strategies compound daily and double your productivity through unwavering commitment, starting now. Chapter 1. Days 1 to 3 Foundation. Audit current productivity. Set baseline. Define targets. Days 1 through 3. Establish productivity foundation by measuring current state and defining doubled targets. Day 1 is audit everything you currently do, tracking all activities. The audit tracks all work and non-work activities throughout entire day, measures actual time spent on each task honestly, records everything without judgment or editing, uses time tracking app or manual logging consistently, creates complete accurate picture of current productivity, and treats measurement as essential awareness foundation. You cannot improve unmeasured productivity. Audit establishes baseline. Measure honestly or stay stuck. The audit process involves tracking every single activity for full day, categorizing activities as productive busy work or pure waste, measuring time spent in each category honestly, identifying major time wasters clearly, understanding where time actually goes versus where you think it goes, and treating audit as eye-opening experience, revealing reality. Day 2 is calculate productivity baseline measuring actual productive hours. The baseline calculation adds all truly productive hours from audit, excludes busy work and unnecessary meetings, calculates daily and weekly productive output honestly, establishes current productivity rate accurately, understands current productivity without self-deception, and treats baseline as honest starting point for doubling journey. The baseline importance shows that you cannot know if you've doubled without knowing starting point. That honest baseline reveals improvement potential. That measurement creates accountability automatically. That baseline shows how much room exists for improvement, and that foundation determines transformation success. Day 3 is define doubled productivity targets, setting specific output goals. The target setting decides what doubled productivity means specifically for you, defines concrete measurable targets, not vague wishes, creates clear success criteria, establishes 30-day goal explicitly, makes targets challenging but achievable, and treats targets as non-negotiable commitments, not flexible hopes. The target specificity involves defining exactly what doubling means in your context, setting measurable productivity metrics, establishing clear success criteria, making targets concrete and trackable, and treating specificity as accountability tool. The foundation power shows that these 3 days determine entire 30-day success. That measurement enables improvement always. That baselines and targets create clear path. That specificity drives accountability. And that foundation is transformation prerequisite. The honest assessment requirement means measuring actual current productivity without inflating, acknowledging true baseline without self-deception, setting realistic but ambitious targets, treating honesty as success foundation, and understanding that self-deception prevents improvement. The measurement tools include time-tracking apps like RescueTime or Toggle, manual logging in spreadsheet or notebook, categorization of activities by value produced, calculation of truly productive hours, and treating tools as awareness creators. The commitment moment arrives on day 3 when you commit to specific doubled productivity target, when you pledge to complete full 30-day system, when you decide productivity transformation is non-negotiable, when you treat commitment as binding promise to yourself, and when you understand that commitment determines outcome. The implementation requires conducting complete, honest activity audit on day 1, tracking everything, calculating accurate productivity baseline on day 2 without self-deception, setting specific, measurable doubled productivity targets on day 3, and treating foundation as absolutely essential for 30-day transformation, making doubled productivity possible where unmeasured productivity stays unchanged, because you cannot improve what you don't measure accurately. You cannot improve unmeasured productivity. Audit establishes baseline. Measure honestly or stay stuck. You understand now that measurement creates awareness, that baseline provides starting point, that targets create direction, that foundation determines success, and that Chapter 1 provides essential foundation making productivity doubling possible where unmeasured work stays unchanged. Chapter 2, Days 4 to 6. Elimination. Cut low-value activities. Stop multitasking. Remove time wasters. Days 4 through 6. Eliminate productivity killers by cutting low-value activities and stopping multitasking. Day 4 is ruthlessly cut low-value activities, eliminating tasks, producing minimal results. The elimination identifies activities consuming time without producing proportional value, stops low-impact work completely and immediately, says no to low-value requests firmly, frees time for high-value work, and treats elimination as powerful productivity multiplier. Addition without elimination fails. Cut low-value activities first. Eliminate waste or stay inefficient. The low-value identification involves listing all regular activities from audit, rating each activity by value produced objectively, identifying bottom performers, consuming time, deciding what to eliminate completely, treating elimination as strategic productivity move, and understanding that subtraction often beats addition. Day 5 is stop multitasking, completely committing to the single task commitment eliminates all context, switching immediately, focuses on one task until completion always, understands that multitasking destroys productivity measurably, implements strict single-task discipline, resists temptation to switch tasks, and treats single focus as absolute requirement. The multitasking costs recognition shows that multitasking reduces productivity by 40% or more. That context switching wastes massive time and mental energy. That single tasking produces better results, faster, consistently. That brain cannot actually multitask effectively, despite feeling like it can. That divided attention produces poor quality work, and that single focus is productivity requirement, not preference. Day 6 is remove identified time wasters, eliminating major productivity drains. The time waster elimination removes biggest time wasters identified in audit, blocks distracting websites using tools like Freedom, removes social media applications from devices, eliminates unnecessary meetings ruthlessly, stops time-wasting activities completely, and treats elimination as ongoing practice. The elimination power shows that productivity is often more about stopping wrong things than starting right things. That elimination creates time for important high-value work. That cutting low-value activities frees capacity for high-value work. That less but better beats more but worse consistently. And that elimination is fundamental productivity foundation. The saying no practice involves declining requests not aligned with productivity targets, protecting time for important work fiercely, refusing low-value commitments politely but firmly, treating no as complete sentence, requiring no justification, and understanding that every yes to unimportant is automatic no to important. The distraction blocking includes using website blockers during work time, removing social media from phone, turning off all non-essential notifications, creating barriers to time-wasting activities, and treating distraction elimination as prerequisite for focus. The meeting elimination involves declining unnecessary meetings, keeping necessary meetings short and focused, avoiding meetings before prime productivity hours, treating meeting time as expensive resource, and understanding that meetings are often productivity killers. The elimination discipline requires courage to cut activities, willingness to disappoint people by saying no, commitment to protect productive time, resistance to pressure for low-value work, and treating elimination as ongoing practice, not one-time event. The implementation requires cutting all identified low-value activities completely on day 4, stopping all multitasking forever on day 5, removing all major time wasters systematically on day 6, and treating elimination as essential productivity foundation, making space for high-value work where addition without elimination created overwhelming busyness producing minimal results. Addition without elimination fails. Cut low-value activities first. Eliminate waste or stay inefficient. You understand now that elimination creates capacity, that stopping wrong things enables starting right things, that subtraction often beats addition, that saying no protects productivity, and that Chapter 2 provides elimination foundation making doubled output possible, where busyness without elimination prevented productivity. Chapter 3, Days 7 to 9, Deep Focus. Implement 90-minute deep work blocks. Single task, eliminate distractions. Days 7 through 9, implement deep focus system by establishing uninterrupted work blocks and eliminating distractions. Day 7 is scheduled first, daily 90-minute deep work block, establishing morning focus time. The deep work scheduling blocks calendar for 90 minutes of uninterrupted focus, schedules block for morning when energy peaks, protects time absolutely from all interruptions, works on single most important task only, treats deep work block as sacred non-negotiable meeting, and implements first focused work session successfully. Distracted work produces nothing. Deep focus doubles output. Focus completely or stay unproductive. The deep work power shows that 90-minute focused blocks produce more than entire day of distracted work. That deep focus is ultimate productivity multiplier. That eliminating interruptions can double output immediately. That quality focus time beats quantity of distracted time always, and that deep work separates high performers from busy, unproductive people. Day 8 is eliminate all distractions during focus time, creating distraction-free environment. The distraction elimination turns off all device notifications completely, closes email and messaging applications entirely, puts phone in different room or drawer, works in quiet environment, uses website blockers like Freedom or Cold Turkey, and creates completely distraction-free workspace. The common distractions include social media and internet browsing constantly, email and messaging notifications interrupting focus, phone calls and text messages demanding attention, other people interrupting casually, environmental noise and visual chaos, internal distractions like hunger or discomfort, and treating awareness as elimination prerequisite. Day 9 is practiced strict single-tasking during blocks, maintaining exclusive focus. The single-task discipline chooses one highest priority task only, works exclusively on that task throughout block, completes significant chunk before switching, resists all temptation to multitask or check other things, builds powerful single-task discipline muscle, and treats single focus as productivity core requirement. The focus environment creation involves finding or creating quiet workspace, removing all visual distractions, having everything needed before starting, optimizing lighting and temperature, minimizing interruption possibilities, and treating environment as focus supporter. The deep work benefits include producing dramatically more output per hour, creating consistently higher quality work, completing complex projects requiring sustained thought, experiencing flow states regularly, building capacity for sustained concentration over time, and proving to yourself what focused work creates. The interruption management involves communicating focus time to others clearly in advance, using visual signals like closed door or headphones, training others that you're not always immediately available, handling only true emergencies during blocks, and treating constant availability as productivity destroyer. The focus discipline building shows that focus is trained skill, not fixed trait. That practicing sustained focus builds capacity progressively over time, that removing distractions makes focusing easier initially, that discipline strengthens through consistent daily practice, and that focus capacity determines achievement ceiling. The block protection requires treating deep work as most important meeting, saying no to interruptions firmly, protecting time fiercely from encroachment, maintaining discipline even when difficult, and understanding that unprotected focus time disappears quickly. The implementation requires scheduling first 90-minute deep work block on day 7, preferably morning, eliminating all distractions systematically on day 8, practicing strict single-tasking on day 9, and treating deep focus as fundamental productivity system, making doubled output achievable, where distracted work produced minimal results despite hours spent. Distracted work produces nothing. Deep focus doubles output. Focus completely or stay unproductive. You understand now that deep work multiplies productivity exponentially, that 90-minute blocks produce massive output, that distraction elimination is prerequisite, that single tasking is requirement, and that Chapter 3 provides focus system making high productivity possible, where distraction prevented achievement. Chapter 4, Days 10 to 12, Time blocking, plan every hour, batch similar tasks. Protect primetime days 10 through 12. Implement time blocking system by planning every hour and batching similar work. Day 10 is planned tomorrow, tonight, scheduling every hour in advance. The evening planning spends 15 minutes each evening. Reviews tomorrow's priorities and commitments. Assigns specific activities to time blocks. Creates realistic complete schedule. Treats schedule blocks as firm appointments. Makes planning consistent evening ritual. And implements complete time blocking system. Unplanned time gets wasted. Time blocking doubles productivity. Schedule everything or accomplish nothing. The time blocking power shows that planned days produce dramatically more than reactive days. That every hour scheduled increases output measurably. That time blocking prevents time waste automatically. That scheduled work gets done while unscheduled work doesn't. And that planning is fundamental productivity foundation. Day 11 is batch all similar tasks, grouping like activities together. The batching practice groups all similar tasks into categories. SCHEDULEs, dedicated batch processing times. Does all similar work in single focused session. Eliminates scattered inefficient execution. Treats batching as powerful efficiency multiplier, and implements systematic batching for all repetitive work. The batching benefits show that grouping similar tasks eliminates context switching costs, that processing all similar work together increases speed dramatically, that batching can double efficiency on repetitive tasks easily, that scattered execution wastes transition time constantly, and that batching is proven productivity multiplier. Day 12 is protect prime morning hours, scheduling most important work for peak energy. The prime time protection recognizes when you have most energy and mental clarity, schedules most important highest value work for that time, blocks morning hours from meetings and interruptions, uses peak energy hours strategically, treats morning as most valuable productive time, and protects prime time fiercely from encroachment. The planning practice involves consistent evening planning ritual, reviewing tomorrow's priorities tonight, assigning work to specific time blocks. Being realistic about time required, treating blocks as non-negotiable appointments, and making planning automatic habit. The batch categories include email processing all at scheduled times, phone calls grouped together, administrative work batched, meetings clustered when possible, similar project work grouped, and treating batching as default approach. The prime hours identification means noticing when you feel most energetic and focused, recognizing when difficult work feels easier, understanding your personal energy patterns, protecting those peak hours for important work, and treating prime time as precious, limited resource. The time blocking obstacles include unexpected urgent issues arising, other people not respecting your schedule, difficulty estimating time required, schedule feeling too rigid initially, and treating obstacles as solvable through practice and adjustment. The schedule flexibility involves building buffer time for unexpected issues, adjusting blocks when necessary, maintaining overall structure despite changes, not abandoning system when disrupted, and treating flexibility within structure as key. The implementation requires planning entire next day every evening on day 10, batching all similar tasks systematically on day 11, protecting prime morning hours absolutely on day 12, and treating time blocking as fundamental productivity system making doubled output, systematic where unplanned reactive days produced minimal results despite being busy. Constantly, unplanned time gets wasted. Time blocking doubles productivity. Schedule everything or accomplish nothing. You understand now that planning prevents waste, that time blocking multiplies output, that batching increases efficiency, that prime time protection is crucial, and that Chapter 4 provides planning system making systematic productivity possible where reactive approach prevented achievement. Chapter 5, Days 13 to 15, Energy Management, Optimize Sleep, Exercise Daily, Eat for Energy Days, 13 through 15, Optimize Energy Foundation by improving sleep, exercise and nutrition. Day 13 is Optimize Sleep for Energy, establishing consistent sleep schedule. The sleep optimization establishes fixed bedtime and wake time, gets full 8 hours nightly without exception, goes to bed same time every night, wakes same time every morning, treats sleep as productivity foundation, not optional luxury, and implements sleep optimization immediately, starting tonight. Low energy means low productivity. Energy management doubles output. Optimize energy or stay depleted. The sleep importance shows that productivity requires sustained high energy, that low energy means low productivity inevitably, that sleep determines energy levels fundamentally, that 8 hours is non-negotiable for peak performance, and that sleep is productivity multiplier, not time waste. Day 14 is Add 30-minute daily exercise, scheduling morning movement. The exercise edition schedules 30 minutes of vigorous movement every morning, moves body intensely enough to elevate heart rate, increases energy levels dramatically throughout entire day, makes exercise non-negotiable daily habit, treats exercise as productivity tool, not just health practice, and implements daily movement starting tomorrow morning. The exercise benefit shows that daily exercise dramatically increases all-day energy, that morning movement boosts productivity throughout day, that exercise improves mental focus and clarity significantly, that 30 minutes is sufficient for energy boost, that movement is productivity investment with immediate returns, and that exercise makes everything else easier. Day 15 is Eat for Stable Energy, choosing foods preventing crashes. The nutrition strategy eats protein with every meal, stabilizing blood sugar, avoids sugar and processed foods causing crashes, chooses whole foods over processed junk, eats regularly, preventing energy dips, stays hydrated throughout day, treats nutrition as high-performance fuel, and implements energy-supporting diet immediately. The energy management importance shows that all productivity strategies fail without energy, that tired people cannot be productive regardless of systems, that energy is productivity prerequisite, that sleep, exercise and nutrition determine energy availability, and that optimizing energy multiplies all other productivity efforts. The sleep environment optimization includes making room completely dark with curtains or mask, keeping room cool around 65 degrees, eliminating all noise or using white noise, having comfortable mattress and pillows, removing electronics from bedroom, and creating sleep sanctuary. The exercise sustainability involves choosing activities you'll actually maintain long-term, starting with manageable intensity, gradually increasing as fitness improves, varying activities to maintain interest, and treating consistency as more important than intensity. The nutrition implementation means planning meals in advance, preparing healthy food ahead, avoiding convenience junk food, eating protein and vegetables, drinking water not sugary drinks, and treating food as performance fuel. The energy obstacles include going to bed late habitually, skipping exercise when busy, eating convenient junk food, and treating energy management as optional when it's actually fundamental. The implementation requires optimizing sleep schedule starting tonight on day 13, adding 30-minute daily exercise starting tomorrow morning on day 14, eating for stable energy starting immediately on day 15, and treating energy management as productivity foundation, making sustained high output possible, where low energy made productivity impossible, regardless of systems or strategies implemented. Low energy means low productivity. Energy management doubles output. Optimize energy or stay depleted. You understand now that energy enables everything, that sleep determines energy, that exercise boosts productivity, that nutrition sustains performance, and that Chapter 5 provides energy foundation, making sustained doubled productivity possible where depletion prevented achievement. Chapter 6, Days 16 to 18, Priority Management. Use 80/20 rule. Focus on 3 most important tasks. Say no. Days 16 through 18 implement priority management by focusing on highest impact work. Day 16 is apply 80/20 rule, identifying 20% of activities producing 80% of results. The 80-20 application identifies which 20% of activities produce 80% of results, focuses exclusively on high-impact work, eliminates or minimizes low-impact busy work, treats 80-20 as strategic filter, and implements ruthless prioritization based on impact. Scattered effort produces little. Priority focus doubles results. Focus on few or accomplish nothing. The 80-20 power shows that focusing on few critical tasks produces more than scattered effort on many. That 80% of results come from just 20% of activities. That identifying high-impact work is productivity key. That elimination of low impact frees time for high impact, and that priority focus multiplies productivity dramatically. Day 17 is identify 3 most important tasks daily, choosing 3 highest priority items. The 3-task system chooses 3 most important tasks each morning, does those 3 first before anything else, completes all 3 before other work, treats 3 as non-negotiable daily minimum, refuses to call day successful without completing 3, and makes 3-task focus consistent daily practice. The 3-task benefit shows that 3 important tasks completed beats 20 unimportant tasks. That doing most important work first ensures it gets done. That limiting to 3 creates focus, not overwhelm. That 3-task discipline prevents busy, unproductive days. And that consistent 3-task completion produces massive results over time. Day 18 is practice saying no to low priority requests, declining activities not aligned. The no practice recognizes that every yes to unimportant is automatic no to important. Declines requests not aligned with priorities politely but firmly. Protects time for critical high-value work. Refuses low-value commitments without guilt. Treats no as complete sentence, needing no justification. And implements no discipline, protecting productivity. The priority identification involves listing all regular and requested activities, rating each by impact on goals and results, identifying true high impact, 20%, eliminating or delegating lim impact, 80%, and treating prioritization as ongoing practice. The 3-task selection means identifying truly most important work for today, choosing based on impact, not urgency, selecting tasks, moving toward goals, avoiding confusing urgent with important, and treating 3-tasks choice as critical daily decision. The no strategy includes evaluating all requests against priorities, declining politely without extensive justification, offering alternatives when appropriate, protecting time without guilt, and treating no as productivity protection. The priority obstacles include difficulty identifying true priorities, pressure to say yes to requests, guilt about saying no, confusing busy with productive, and treating everything as equally important. The focused discipline requires concentrating on few critical tasks, resisting temptation to work on many things, maintaining priority focus despite pressure, trusting that focused effort beats scattered effort, and treating concentration as productivity multiplier. The implementation requires applying 80-20 rule, identifying high-impact work on day 16, identifying and completing 3 most important tasks daily starting day 17, practicing saying no to low-priority requests on day 18, and treating priority management as fundamental focus, making doubled output possible through concentration, where scattered effort produced minimal results despite constant busyness and activity. Scattered effort produces little. Priority focus doubles results. Focus on few or accomplish nothing. You understand now that 20% produces 80%, that 3 important tasks beat 20 unimportant, that saying no protects yes, that focus multiplies results, and that Chapter 6 provides priority system, making concentrated productivity possible where scattered effort prevented achievement. Chapter 7, days 19 to 21. Automation. Automate repetitive tasks. Use templates. Create systems days 19 through 21. Implement automation by systematizing repetitive work. Day 19 is identify all repetitive tasks, listing activities done regularly. The repetition identification lists all tasks done regularly, weekly, or daily. Finds automatable patterns in work. Recognizes automation opportunities clearly. Treats repetition as automation candidate. Maps all regular, predictable activities, and identifies highest value automation opportunities first. Manual repetition wastes time. Automation multiplies productivity. Systematize everything or stay inefficient. The automation power shows that automating 1 hour daily saves 30 hours monthly and 360 hours yearly. That repetitive tasks are prime automation candidates. That automation frees time for high-value work only humans can do. That systems work while you don't. And that systematizing multiplies productivity permanently. Day 20 is automate what's possible using automation tools and technology. The automation implementation uses automation tools like Zapier, connecting different systems, creates email filters, automatically sorting messages, sets up automatic processes, eliminating manual work, implements technology solutions for repetitive tasks, treats automation as permanent time multiplier, and automates all possible repetitive work immediately. The automation tools include email filters and rules automatically organizing inbox, scheduling tools automatically booking meetings, automation platforms connecting different systems, text expansion tools creating shortcuts for common phrases, and treating technology as productivity multiplier, not complexity creator. Day 21 is create templates for common tasks, making reusable frameworks. The template creation makes templates for regularly created documents, creates email response templates for common inquiries, builds reusable frameworks for repetitive processes, stores templates in easily accessible locations, treats templates as time savers, eliminating recreation, and implements comprehensive template system. The repetition categories include email responses sent repeatedly, documents created regularly, processes followed consistently, communications sent frequently, and treating any repeated activity as automation opportunity. The automation ROI calculation shows time spent creating automation versus time saved over months and years, recognizes that hours spent automating saves hundreds of hours, treats automation as highest return investment possible, and understands that systematizing compounds productivity permanently. The template types include email templates for common responses, document templates for regular reports, process templates for repeated workflows, communication templates for frequent messages, and treating templates as productivity multipliers. The system thinking involves recognizing that best work is systematized work, understanding that systems beat relying on memory, treating systematization as productivity foundation, building systems for all regular work, and understanding that systematized work becomes automatic. The automation obstacles include time required to set up initially, learning curve for new tools, resistance to changing current methods, and treating setup time as investment, not cost. The implementation requires identifying all repetitive tasks on day 19, mapping automation opportunities, automating possible tasks using tools on day 20, creating templates for common work on day 21, and treating automation as permanent. Productivity multiplier making doubled output sustainable through systems where manual repetition limited output to personal capacity and wasted massive time on repeated work. Manual repetition wastes time. Automation multiplies productivity. Systematize everything or stay inefficient. You understand now that repetition signals automation opportunity, that systems free time permanently, that templates eliminate recreation, that automation compounds productivity, and that Chapter 7 provides systematization, making sustained productivity possible where manual work limited achievement. Chapter 8, Days 22 to 24, Delegation. Identify delegatable tasks. Delegate effectively. Trust others. Days 22 through 24. Implement delegation by transferring appropriate work to others. Day 22 is identify everything delegatable, listing all current tasks and determining what only you can do. The delegation identification lists all current regular tasks honestly, determines what only you can do versus what others could do. Finds delegation opportunities systematically, treats delegation as productivity multiplier when resources available, maps all potentially delegatable work, and identifies highest value delegation opportunities first. Doing everything yourself limits output. Delegation multiplies capacity. Delegate effectively or stay limited. The delegation power shows that delegation multiplies your capacity dramatically beyond personal limits. That doing everything yourself limits productivity to personal capacity only. That delegation frees time for highest value work only you can do. That effective delegation develops others while freeing you. And that delegation is ultimate productivity multiplier for those with team or resources. Day 23. is delegate effectively, choosing right people and providing clear instructions. The effective delegation chooses people with appropriate skills for tasks, provides clear instructions and expected outcomes, gives necessary resources and authority to complete work, sets clear deadlines and checkpoints, treats delegation as leadership skill requiring practice, and implements first effective delegations immediately. The delegation selection means matching tasks to people's skills and interests, delegating whole tasks, not just pieces, giving authority along with responsibility, providing resources needed for success, and treating delegation as development opportunity for others. Day 24 is trust, delegated work, resisting urge to micromanage. The trust practice resists micromanagement urge strongly, allows others to complete work their way, provides support and guidance when requested, not imposed, accepts that others may do things differently than you would, treats trust as delegation prerequisite, enabling your freedom, and releases control, appropriately, over delegated work. The delegatable identification involves determining core work only you can do, identifying tasks others could do with training, recognizing work that doesn't require your expertise, finding delegation priorities, and treating delegation as strategic capacity expansion. The delegation communication includes explaining task clearly with context, defining expected outcomes specifically, establishing deadline and checkpoints, providing necessary background and resources, and treating clarity as delegation success factor. The micromanagement resistance recognizes that controlling defeats delegation purpose, understands that different approach doesn't mean wrong approach, accepts that mistakes are learning opportunities, provides support without hovering, and treats trust as enabling freedom for both parties. The delegation obstacles include difficulty letting go of control, concern about quality if others do work, time to train seeming longer than doing yourself, and treating these as short-term costs for long-term capacity gains. The delegation benefits include multiplied capacity beyond personal limits, freed time for highest value work, developed team members, reduced personal workload, and treating delegation as leadership and productivity tool. The implementation requires identifying all delegatable tasks on day 20 to determining what only you can do, delegating effectively with clear instructions on day 23, trusting delegated work without micromanaging on day 24, and treating delegation as capacity multiplier, making doubled output possible through leveraging others where available, where doing everything yourself limited productivity to personal capacity. Doing everything yourself limits output. Delegation multiplies capacity. Delegate effectively or stay limited. You understand now that delegation multiplies capacity, that effective delegation frees you for high-value work, that trust enables delegation, that letting go increases output, and that Chapter 8 provides delegation system, making leveraged productivity possible where solo work limited achievement to personal capacity. Chapter 9, days 25 to 27. Review and optimization. Track progress daily. Identify bottlenecks. Refine systems. Days 25 through 27. Implement review system by tracking progress and optimizing approaches. Day 25 is track productivity. Daily measuring output each day. The daily tracking measures productive output each day honestly, compares current output to baseline established day 2. Notes productivity improvements and patterns. Celebrates progress made consistently. Documents what's working well, and implements consistent daily tracking as accountability tool. Untracked progress fades away. Daily review compounds gains. Track and refine or lose improvements. The tracking importance shows that measuring progress maintains motivation powerfully, that comparing to baseline reveals improvements, that daily tracking creates accountability automatically, that celebration reinforces productive behaviors, and that measurement prevents backsliding into old patterns. Day 26 is identify remaining bottlenecks, analyzing what still limits productivity. The bottleneck identification analyzes entire current productivity system, finds what still limits output despite improvements, identifies remaining inefficiencies and obstacles, recognizes highest impact improvement opportunities, treats bottlenecks as priority targets for elimination, and maps remaining obstacles preventing even higher productivity. The bottleneck types include time wasters not yet eliminated, inefficient processes needing improvement, energy drains requiring management, priority confusion causing scattered effort, and treating identification as continuous improvement opportunity. Day 27 is refine productivity systems, adjusting what's not working optimally. The system refinement tests small adjustments to current approaches, measures impact of changes on productivity, keeps what works better than current, eliminates what doesn't improve results, treats refinement as continuous improvement practice, and optimizes entire productivity system based on 27 days experience. The daily tracking practice involves measuring productive hours and output each day, comparing 2-day to baseline consistently, noting what worked well each day, identifying what didn't work well, celebrating all progress appropriately, using tracking for motivation and accountability, and treating measurement as productivity maintainer. The bottleneck analysis means reviewing entire productivity system, identifying what still limits output, finding remaining inefficiencies, recognizing improvement opportunities, and treating bottlenecks as targets. The refinement approach includes testing small changes to systems, measuring impact before fully implementing, keeping improvements that increase productivity, eliminating changes that don't help, and treating optimization as ongoing practice. The progress celebration involves acknowledging improvements achieved, comparing current to baseline productivity, recognizing doubled output trajectory, celebrating transformation success, and using progress as motivation fuel. The optimization mindset recognizes that no system is perfect initially, that continuous improvement compounds productivity dramatically, that small refinements accumulate over time, that testing and measuring enable improvement, and that optimization never ends for high performers. The review obstacles include forgetting to track daily, resistance to measuring honestly, difficulty identifying bottlenecks, and treating tracking as optional when it's essential. The implementation requires tracking daily productivity consistently on day 25, comparing to baseline, identifying remaining bottlenecks, limiting output on day 26, refining all productivity systems based on experience on day 27, and treating review and optimization as continuous improvement. Process making productivity gains compound exponentially, and ensuring doubled output becomes sustainable permanent improvement, not temporary spike. Untracked progress fades away. Daily review compounds gains, track and refine, or lose improvements. You understand now that tracking maintains gains, that bottleneck identification enables improvement, that refinement optimizes systems, that measurement creates accountability, and that Chapter 9 provides review system, making continuous improvement possible where untracked work lost gains. Chapter 10, days 28 to 30, sustaining doubled productivity. Make systems permanent. Build habits. Commit long-term days 28 through 30. Solidify doubled productivity by making systems permanent habits. Day 28 is make all systems permanent, integrating productivity practices into daily routine. The permanence integration treats all productivity strategies as non-negotiable daily habits. Builds automatic execution, eliminating reliance on willpower. Integrates systems into routine so they become second nature. Creates permanent productivity transformation, not temporary improvement, and makes doubled productivity new normal default state. Temporary changes produce temporary gains. Permanent systems sustain doubled productivity. Commit forever or regress. The permanence importance shows that temporary changes produce only temporary results inevitably. That habit formation makes productivity automatic, not effortful. That systems beat willpower consistently over time. That permanent integration ensures sustained doubled output, and that long-term commitment determines ultimate success or failure. Day 29 is measure final productivity, comparing day 30 output to day 1 baseline. The final measurement compares productive output on day 32, day 1 baseline, calculates actual productivity increase percentage achieved, documents doubled productivity achievement concretely, celebrates massive transformation accomplished. Proof system works when implemented consistently, and uses measurement as validation and motivation. The measurement celebration means comparing final output to baseline honestly, calculating productivity increase percentage, proving doubled productivity target achieved, celebrating incredible transformation accomplished in just 30 days, and using concrete results as powerful motivation for permanent maintenance. Day 30 is commit to long-term maintenance, pledging to maintain productivity systems permanently. The maintenance commitment pledges to maintain all productivity systems forever, not just 30 days. understands that consistency maintains hard-won gains, treats doubled productivity as new normal standard, not peak, avoids backsliding into old inefficient patterns, commits to sustained daily excellence, and makes productivity transformation permanent lifestyle change. The habit formation process involves repeating productivity practices daily for 30 days, making them automatic, integrating strategies into routine until they become second nature, reducing reliance on willpower through systematization and automation, making doubled productivity default automatic state, and treating habit formation as transformation completion. The maintenance requirements include continuing daily deep work blocks forever, maintaining time blocking and planning, sustaining energy management practices, keeping priority focus, maintaining all systems implemented, and treating maintenance as non-negotiable commitment. The regression prevention involves recognizing backsliding signs early, recommitting when slipping occurs, maintaining accountability through tracking, reviewing systems periodically, and treating maintenance as ongoing practice. The 30-day reflection shows that systematic approach doubled productivity measurably, that daily implementation produced dramatic transformation, that consistency created sustainable change, that proven systems work when applied diligently, and that anyone can double productivity in 30 days through disciplined, systematic implementation. The long-term vision recognizes that doubled productivity maintained creates exponential results, that 30 days is beginning, not end, that continued practice compounds gains further, that productivity transformation enables life transformation, and that commitment determines whether gains last or fade. The implementation requires making all systems permanent habits on day 28, treating them as automatic, measuring final productivity on day 29, proving doubling achieved, committing to long-term permanent maintenance on day 30, and treating 30-day system as beginning of permanent doubled productivity, making sustained high output inevitable through unwavering commitment to proven systems where temporary implementation would have produced temporary gains, followed by regression. You have learned how to double your productivity in 30 days. Days 1 through 3 establish foundation by auditing current productivity and setting doubled targets. Days 4 through 6 eliminate productivity killers by cutting low-value activities and stopping multitasking. Days 7 through 9 implement deep focus through 90-minute blocks and distraction elimination. Days 10 through 12 install time blocking by planning every hour and batching tasks. Days 13 through 15 optimize energy through sleep, exercise, and nutrition. Days 16 through 18 master priorities through 80-20 rule and 3-task focus. Days 19 through 21 implement automation through templates and systems. Days 22 through 24 leverage delegation where possible. Days 25 through 27 review and optimize through tracking and refinement. Days 28 through 30 solidify doubled productivity through permanent habit formation. What matters now is implementing this 30-day system starting immediately today. 5 implementation essentials. Start with honest audit, establishing baseline. Eliminate before adding new practices. Implement one strategy fully before adding next. Track progress daily, maintaining accountability. Commit to full 30 days without skipping. Execute systematically day by day. Follow sequence precisely. Measure results honestly. And double your productivity through disciplined implementation. Stop accepting low productivity and start doubling output systematically. Stop working harder and start working strategically. Implement 30-day productivity system precisely. Practice principles consistently every single day. Let strategies compound exponentially and double your productivity permanently through unwavering commitments starting right now, today.